All right, everybody, starting now here in Theater 3, the evolution of AWS skills validation. Come on in, check it out. It's all yours.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I know this is the last day of reInvent, and you're ready for replay, but I really appreciate you coming here to listen to this. You will leave here with a strong understanding of AWS micro-credentials and how we see the future of AWS skill validation. My name is Ike Outgo. I'm part of the AWS certification team. I'm a solutions architect within AWS. This sliding talk format forces me to be brief, but we will cover a number of topics. The current and the future of AWS skills validation, micro-credential exam details, the benefits of validating skills in this way, and most importantly, how you can participate. Let's talk about the current state of skill validation. Certifications have been and will continue to be a significant part of how early and mid-career people assess their knowledge. They do have some limitations though. The question types available in a standard AWS certification exam can only validate so much. Personal portfolios that showcase work are good for developers, but they are non-standard and take extensive time for hiring managers to vet the work, and also it goes in passion projects. How many of you here have hired someone in the past? Who have hired someone? Raise your hand. Let me see your hand. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Of those people, of those of you that raised your hands, how many went and visited their GitHub link, visited the candidate's personal portfolio and their website? Oh, you did? Awesome. Okay, you're in the right place. And if you haven't hired anyone, you're in the right place too. So these methods of skill validation aren't as flexible as they could be. AWS is introducing a new way to validate skill, which is called micro-credentials. I'll give you a personal experience. So like 10 years ago, when I started learning AWS, 10 years ago, now I know what a spring chicken I am. So I started taking the certifications, but it wasn't caught in it. I continued to be asked, where is my portfolio? Even I went on to take all the certs, got my golden jacket, but it wasn't cutting it. I noticed that something was still missing, is that portfolio. So what I was asking is, okay, if I don't have AWS knowledge, or I'm not working I'm not working with AWS projects, how do I build portfolios? What scenarios? How do I do it? It was hard. But now as we go through, you'll see how that would eliminate that issue I was facing 10 years ago. What a young guy I am. Micro-credentials are a great tool to dive deep on a particular skill or set of skills. The micro-credentials we are now offering are hands-on. Test takers will actively build and troubleshoot in the AWS console. You're getting that muscle memory on. This is an opportunity for cloud practitioners to prove they can apply the theory they learned, either through certifications or other training. These cover how a task is accomplished, not just what that needs to be done. Many beta testers, even those beyond targeted skill level, have reported that micro-credential challenges are engaging. They are very engaging. After sitting for AWS exam more than 20 times, I may or may not have zoned out during a certification exam at one point because of all the readings. It's so much. You know how tiring it is. Who here has taken an AWS cert? Okay, good, good. Who has taken a professional level exam? Okay, you know how verbose that is. It can be tiring. The two credentials we have launched today are developed and scored with a similar methodology and rigor to our certification exams. Future micro-credentials will also follow the rigorous scoring process. These two micro-credentials are available today on Skill Builder. The micro-credential labs are paired with the relevant training to prepare candidates to pass. These are included with Skill Builder subscription. The Agentic AI Lab challenges candidates to build AI agents into an existing web application, a task many organizations face today. Yeah, you're already using AI in most of your organizations. The Serverless Challenge asks users to diagnose and build various components of AWS native web applications, like using Lambda functions and API gateway and all our serverless services. Think about some labs you might like to see next. Meet me to talk about it after this presentation. I wanted to share some detail on exam environment. Candidates take these exams on their own computers, not in a test center. You don't have to drive anywhere. You take it in the comfort of your home. The candidates will use their own browsers. No need to install special software. These exams aren't proctored. No one is watching you through the camera if you've taken exams at home. Nobody's watching you. You're doing it on your own time. The first two challenges that we've launched today have a 90-minute duration. We expect future exams to fall right around the same time range. Candidates have access to an architecture diagram as part of the exam so that they can refer to where they are in a particular challenge. These micro-credential exams are separate from AWS certifications. They're separate, meaning that there are no prerequisites to take the exams. We will incorporate these into our certification paths as recommendations, not requirements. But candidates to take this as they please. You can take it as you please. Maybe the most important detail, for organizations, these credentials take place in AWS account provisioned by AWS. At this point, the benefits should be clearer. First, here is skill validation. AWS micro-credentials go beyond theory. They validate real hands-on ability through practical lab challenges. So you can get all that muscle memory. This gives employers confidence. It gives candidates can actually do work, not just memorize facts. It's real life scenario. Portfolio development. Each micro-credential produces tangible artifacts, lab outputs, solutions, and demonstrations of applied skill. Learners build a portfolio they can show to hiring managers or their internal leadership for promotion and for validation. This creates a stronger narrative for career advancement. Here is not just what I know, but what I've built. The next is mutual benefit. Micro-credentials solve problems on both sides of hiring equation. Employers want validated validated skills, and learners want a way to signal their capability without waiting months for major certifications. Micro-credentials will meet this in the middle: lower risk, higher clarity, and faster value. The last but not the least is continuous evolution. The technology changes fast, it evolves. As you can see, each reinvent we come in, things are evolving, we are bringing in new stuff. And micro-credential will evolve with it. AWS continuously will update these credentials to reflect the latest industry needs: AI, data engineering, cloud security, and so on. This ensures that learners stay current and employers can trust the relevance of the skills being demonstrated. We received a lot of feedback from during our beta testing. We tested with internal and also external candidates to polish these new exams. Take a few seconds to read this candidate feedback. You say feedback we received from a candidate. Just read it. Give me a thumbs up when you're done. Awesome. All right. So this kind of feedback is exactly what we were aiming for when creating these challenges. Yeah, this is the QR code. You can scan it. It sends you to Skill Builder, but when you scroll down a little bit, you will see micro-credentials there. Okay, so rounding this off, our call to action is twofold. One, for practitioners, keep your skills current by booking a micro-credential exam. Book it as soon as possible. Incorporate skills-based validation into your professional development. Build a portfolio that demonstrates your practical cloud abilities within these micro-credentials. Then for organizations, evaluate current hiring practices and skill assessment methods. Pilot AWS new validation approaches in recruitment. Invest in employee skill development using practical validation tools. Partner with AWS to customize validation to specific organization needs. The next time we speak, I hope to share data and anecdotes from candidates and hiring managers about their experiences from these credentials. Thank you and good luck. Please, please complete our survey in your reInvent app. If you have any questions, I would like to chat. I'm still here. Yeah, if you have any questions on this. Yeah, go ahead.